Every era of survival history has a moment when the old way gives up its crown to something better. The frontier trappers traded heavy-oiled sailcloth for lighter duck canvas. Early explorers swapped wool for technical fleece the moment it became dependable. And, well, anyone who studies fieldcraft across time knows exactly why these transitions matter. The people who recognized the advantages early lived easier, travelled farther, and stayed alive longer. Today, in 2025, we're at one of those turning points again. You can cling to tradition, swear by your wax canvas, and respect its legacy. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you care about real survival efficiency, if you understand the difference between romantic nostalgia and functional gear, then it's time to pay attention to Tyvek. For many outdoorsmen, filmmakers, researchers and serious history buffs, this material has quietly become the most underrated survival advantage on the market. And once you understand why, you'll see that the canvas tarp era is ending, just like several gear revolutions before it. Tyvek didn't start in the bushcraft world. It was developed for construction, meant to keep buildings dry while still letting moisture escape from the inside. Strangely enough, that exact combination, waterproof from the outside, breathable from the inside, is something survivalists have wanted for generations. Anyone who has slept under a plastic tarp knows the dreaded condensation. You wake up damp even when the rain held off. Canvas helps with breathability, but fails in speed, weight and long-term moisture resistance. Tyvek solves this by allowing vapour to exit while blocking rain and wind. The advantage isn't theoretical. It's noticeable the first night you sleep under it. To apply Tyvek properly, you only need a few simple steps. When purchased new, it has a stiff, noisy feel. Crumpling it repeatedly or running it through a cold wash softens it dramatically. From there, reinforcing the corners with Tyvek tape or layered folds gives you durable tie-out points. This preparation mimics the kind of personalization historical explorers did to their gear. Nothing fancy, but essential for performance. Canvas deserves respect. It has sheltered armies, pioneers and long-distance expeditions. But survival challenges today are not the same as they were in the 1800s or early 1900s. Mobility matters far more. Climate patterns shift faster. People operate in diverse environments rather than committing to one terrain for months at a time. Canvas becomes an anchor in these situations, pulling energy away from the mission. Once canvas gets wet, it becomes significantly heavier and, well, takes a long time to dry. If kept damp for extended periods, it starts to develop rot unless treated constantly. Historic explorers had to oil and wax canvas regularly for a reason. That maintenance cycle, once necessary, is now hard to justify when a Tyvek tarp never absorbs water in the first place. For someone covering long distances or working in remote environments, canvas becomes a burden equal to several extra kilograms of unnecessary gear. One of the biggest misconceptions is that Tyvek, because it feels light, must be fragile. But honestly, anyone who has actually tested it long-term knows this isn't true. Tyvek resists tearing even when punctured, and its fibres don't unravel like canvas threads. A rip usually stops itself rather than expanding, which is pretty impressive. If it does tear, the repair takes seconds with Tyvek tape, which bonds to the material more securely than most adhesives bond to cloth. Modern survival doesn't reward stationary comfort as much as it rewards efficiency. Whether you're tracking wildlife for a documentary, conducting field research in unpredictable weather, or pushing through a multi-day trek, your gear needs to adapt as fast as you do. Tyvek's ultralight weight allows you to carry larger shelter coverage without feeling the penalty. A 9x12 Tyvek sheet weighs so little that honestly many hikers pack two. One for shelter, one for ground sheet or gear protection. You can't do that with canvas unless you want to haul several extra kilos. A practical example demonstrates Tyvek's advantage. Let's say you are covering rough terrain, stopping only briefly to make camp before moving again at first light. With Tyvek, you can set an A-frame or wedge shelter in under 2 minutes using a ridgeline and 4 stakes. You sleep dry, pack it up fast, and travel light. Doing the same with canvas costs more time, more energy, and more space in your pack. Multiply that across several days, and Tyvek saves hours of cumulative effort. Canvas had its era, and it earned it. But Tyvek reflects where survival is heading. Lighter, faster, more efficient, and more adaptable across climates. For true fieldcraft practitioners, and especially for those who appreciate the historical evolution of gear, Tyvek represents the next logical step in shelter technology. If you found this guide useful, subscribe to the channel, share this video, and help support the work we're doing here on In the Beginning. More deep, historically grounded survival knowledge is coming.